Well, go on, everybody. It's your Island Girl, and I'm back with another one for you today. And today I'm reacting to 10 things the UK does better than the US. All right, so we're going to get right into this one. Here we go, right about now.
Hey guys, I'm Eric.
And I'm Grace. We're the Wandering Ravens.
We're a couple of Americans with a deep passion for all things British, and today we are coming at you from the United States, where we currently are, with a list of things that the UK does better than the USA.
But before we dive into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube can promote it and more people can learn about the wondrous glories of the UK.
And by hitting the like button, you prove that British people are better at smashing the like button than Americans. So we've already made a video about things that the UK does better than the USA, but we've been here for about 7 months now, and that video was after only being here for a few weeks. So the list has grown. So today we are updating our list with more things that the United Kingdom does better than the United States of America. The first entry on our list has to do with workers' rights. Let's talk about which country gets better sick leave.
Here in the USA, sick leave laws change depending on which state you are in. So here in Washington State, you can accrue 1 hour of paid sick leave per 40 hours worked. And sick leave beyond that is unpaid.
So how much does an American, or at least a Washingtonian, actually make with sick leave? So let's say you max it out every year, you take your full 52 hours of sick leave, then based on the median hourly wage, which is about $25, you'd be making $1,300 a year from sick leave. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's just you don't get very much of it. You get 52 hours max.
Across the pond in the UK, statutory sick pay income provides up to 28 weeks of paid sick leave.
Of course, the one caveat is that the income that you're making during that time is significantly lower than in the United States. So whereas you're getting paid your regular hourly wage in the States, in the UK, you're going to be making just £95, 85 pence per week. So in total, if you're going to be maxing out your time off in the UK, you're going to be making £2,683, which is a lot more than you get from time off in the USA. So,
but I guess if you divided it by hourly, it would not be.
Hourly would be pretty bad.
Although it would be impossible in the US to take 28 weeks off.
Yeah, so that's the nice thing. It's where the UK pulls ahead here, is you guys have the flexibility and the ability to take that time off if you want it, even if you're not really getting paid that much while doing it. Whereas here you would just be unemployed. If you're an employee who has ever taken sick leave in either the UK or the USA, do make sure to stop by the comments and let us know what your experience was like. Did these numbers match your experience, or did we get anything wrong?
The next thing that the UK...
Guys, they're putting it pretty. Straight up, they're putting it pretty. You get 28. I still can't believe it that in the UK you get that much. You hear? Let's continue.
It is better than the USA is paid time off.
Ooh, yeah, this is a category where the UK blows the US out of the water. No competition, unfortunately, because in the UK, people who work 5 days a week or, a full-time job are guaranteed 28 days of paid leave every year.
That's almost 6 weeks of paid time off per year, which is insane to us. Like, I can't even imagine what I would do with that much time off.
So much time off. What do you guys do with all that time off? As you can tell from our reactions, the situation here is quite dire. Employers are not required legally to give any paid time off to their employees at all. None at all. Not even holidays. It's a bit sad.
Not even Christmas?
Not even Christmas.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, if your employer wants to make you work Christmas, you work Christmas.
Wow.
Bob Cratchit. Of course, many employers do choose to give time off as a benefit because they want to get employees that way. For example, Amazon, which is a local company here in Seattle, gives salaried employees somewhere between 10 to 15 days off per year. So you guys get double the time off working just a minimum wage job in the UK than like a full-time, high upper level salaried Amazon corporate employee.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we need to move to the UK.
And while we're on the topic of workers,
See? Every time I think about this, I still can't wrap my head around it. How they get away with this madness. 28 days? You must be crazy. In which US? Not this one. Must be somewhere else. I still don't understand why it's not mandatory for companies, especially large companies, to at least give their employees here in the US some paid time off, say at least 2 weeks at best.
Rights. Let's talk about paid maternity and paternity leave, because this is another thing that the UK does better than the USA.
As of 2020, Washington State now offers up to 12 weeks of paid maternity and paternity leave. Depending on how much you make, you'll be paid either 50 or 90% of your regular income during your leave. This is actually really generous and way better than most states. So is this then like a scale, like you'll get paid between 50 and 90%, or is that set numbers, like you either make 50% or 90%? Because those seem kind of like odd numbers.
Kind of odd numbers. From what I read, it is not a scale. You either get 50 or 90%. And the way they estimate that is if you make over the average monthly income, then you get the 50% because you're a high income earner. You don't need that much. And then if you make under the monthly average, you get 90% because you're a low income earner. You need as much as you can get.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And the nice thing about this is, at least in this state, both mother and father can take time off.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to ask next. Is it like 12 weeks and you have to split it between the two of them, or is it 12 weeks for each parent?
I think it's 12 weeks for each.
That
so
is
it's really good.
Really good.
Yeah, and this is new. So this is like cutting edge workers' rights legislation here in the United States. So what's the situation like across the pond?
Well, from what I understand, in the UK, you can take up to 50 weeks of leave, and 37 of those weeks will be paid time off.
So that means that if you want to take up to 50 weeks, you can do that without having to worry about getting fired. But only 37 of those weeks you're going to be getting money for, right?
Yeah. So the way the paid time off works in the UK is a little bit different than it does in the USA. Parents can choose to split them up between them. So one parent can take all 37 weeks, or they can split them up 50-50. So one parent gets 18 and a half weeks off, the other parent gets 18 and a half weeks off. And total, they get paid for all of that time. But that's still much more paid time off than we get in the USA.
From what we've read, the one downside to paid maternity and paternity leave in the UK is that the maximum payout is just £140 per week, which, if you consider that the median weekly wage in the UK is £585, that's not very much. It's actually, what, like 20% of your weekly income?
Especially considering that you have a new baby in the household, which babies are really expensive.
Yeah, it's like an 80% pay cut.
So out of curiosity, do most British people take that full time off then? Because if I was there and I was going to take an 80% pay cut, I don't think that I would take those 50 weeks off.
Yeah.
Or even the 37 weeks. I probably wouldn't want to do that just because like there's high incentive not to.
That said, as with sick leave, the nice thing about maternity and paternity leave in the UK is that you guys have the option of taking it off if you want it. In the USA, someone might get fired for taking more time than what's allowed, but you guys get so much more extra time, up to 37 weeks of paid leave for one person. That's so much time. So I think this is still a category win for the UK, just because you guys have the choice of staying at home or going back to work.
I think that's fair. 1 point for the UK.
Also, if we're squinting a
That's not no 1 point for the UK. That makes these guys are playing it down. 37 weeks time off in the UK. That's amazing. You can get up to a whole year when you look at it. Maternity leave. Here in the US, I was shocked when he said you get 12 weeks and even the dad also get it. Because that and 50 to 90, I was shocked when I heard that. But he said it's in Washington State where they are. Because majority of places, some people they have baby have to go back to work the next week. Not even that. They can't even take time off because they won't have no money to take care of their family, so they don't have a choice. So the week-old baby or the day-old baby, they put it in daycare in order to survive. So I don't know what they're talking about the UK won on this one, but it wouldn't be. But they have the option of taking it whether they want it or not. But who would? Because they're getting less. Are you serious? Are you serious? Come on, guys. Yeah.
a lot. Don't worry, we're not squinting at you. It's just very bright out right now. We're not used to shooting videos in the backyard.
Despite being overcast, it is extremely bright
Yeah.
out here. So, yeah.
That's the squinting.
And the frowning. I'm sorry. On a lighter note, our next entry is crisps.
Crisps!
Yay!
I love a good crisp. Apple crisp, especially.
I think they would call that cobbler. Because you've eaten a lot more British crisps than I have, I will have to defer to you for this entry.
So, as you guys know, we've made a whole bunch of snack and crisp tasting videos on our channel. Make sure to click up here if you haven't seen those yet. But yeah, I think British crisps tend to be better than American crisps for a lot of different reasons, but the main one being less salty.
Yes.
Less salty. American crisps, you can only have a handful, and then you have to drink a gallon of water because it's just so much salt. But in the UK, you know, it's salty, but not too overwhelming.
What do you think about the flavor selection? Because I'm sure that'll be one that people are like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing about the flavor selection? Do you think that there's better flavors or a greater variety of flavors in the UK as opposed to the USA?
Yeah, so when it comes to the spectrum of flavor, I think that the UK wins there as well, because here our chips are pretty bog standard. You got your barbecue and your ranch and your sea salt vinegar and, you know.
That's kind of it,
Yeah, your crisps. You don't really get those wild, wacky twiglet flavors or prawn cocktail or pickled onion. And I'm just scratching the surface. There are so many wild
I know, there's
flavors.
so many more.
So crisps, chips, clear win the UK. If you're a Brit or an American that disagrees with me, stop by the comments and we can fight it out. Another
They are 100% right when it comes on to the crisp or chips. Here in the US, you call it crisp, we call it chips. The US chips is salty, salty, salty. You have to drink something when you're done. You have to drink a ton of water. They're so right. And I don't understand why it's so salty. And that's a plus on, well, you guys, normally when you talk about your food or see anything, it's quality over quantity. It is what it is, and there's no going around that. And then from what they're saying is that you guys have a variety of flavors. That's awesome, because like they said, you get used to the kind of chips that are here over time, because they don't really go outside their box most of the time.
The thing that the UK does better than the USA is slang. British slang ain't bad.
That's highly offensive, I think.
So what are some of your favorite British slang phrases?
I like the one, as much use as a chocolate teapot.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that one because it's something I've definitely never heard or even thought of before. So I was like, oh, that's random. I love it.
And there's so many variations of that one too. Like as much use as a chocolate fire guard, or as much use as an ashtray on a motorcycle.
I've heard that one.
If you know any other variations, let us know. I really liked half soaked for someone being a bit dim or slow. He's a bit half soaked.
Or one sandwich short of a picnic. Isn't that one as well?
Yep. As thick as two short planks. All of these are insults that we're going with.
Oh, yeah. Well, you guys are just better at doing the insults than we are.
Way better.
We're just like, you're a moron, and everyone hates you.
And then, of course, the UK has things like Cockney rhyming slang, which is a whole just world of slang that we can't touch here in the United States. And so many brilliant uses of the word bollocks.
I know. Yeah, that's not one that we ever really use at all.
Yeah.
Like that word in and of itself is just not something we say over here.
We don't say the word bollocks here at all. So I can say it with impunity. You know, how are you feeling today? Oh, feeling like a bag of bollocks, which I think it means feeling bad. It might mean feeling good, because sometimes, like, if something's the dog's bollocks and it's really good, so feeling like a bag of
them? I feel like
that's a negative
inherently negative.
To drop a bollock, to be in the bollocky buff.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay, so many things I haven't heard.
Bollocky buff means naked.
Oh, can a woman be in the bollocky buff?
You guys will have to answer that one for us. So in the USA, we do have a lot of fun slang, but it just doesn't come close to the density and the amount of slang that there is in the UK.
Or the level of intelligence.
The level of intelligence.
Yeah.
Bollocky buff. Not to completely write off the USA, there are some fun slang expressions that we have. For example, where you guys use the word bollocks to mean a million different things, we use the word shit to mean a million different things. Yeah, like you shoot the shit. I don't know if you do that in the UK. Do you shoot the shit?
Can you guys guess what it means?
It's a very American phrase. It has the word shoot and shit in it.
To be the shit. A good
very
thing.
Good thing. Or it's shit. That's a bad thing. If it's some shit, good thing.
To not give a shit.
also a bad thing. It's the shit.
Good thing. It's horse shit.
Bad.
Bad thing.
But to give a shit, good. It's a piece of shit. Bad.
Bad.
It's hot shit. Good.
Good.
It ain't shit. Bad.
Bad.
It's very confusing. Language is beautiful. If you guys have any favorite American or British slang expressions, make sure you share those with us down in the comments.
The next thing that the UK
That one had me going. When it comes on to slang, you guys are the top of top because. But here's the thing: an American being in the UK wouldn't have a clue if they're being insulted or not when using certain slangs or saying certain things because it kind of don't make no sense. As thick as a something or whatever it is, because as thick. It is not going to be slow. It's not going to be dumb to an American. It's going to be like fat. That's what it means. That's how they'll find it. And for me as a Jamaican, thick is a good thing. It means sexy. It means, oh boy, she's thick. So I wouldn't be offended with somebody telling me that I'm thick. So there you go. But because I've heard so many of them, I'm like, ooh, golly. I have not a clue until it is explained to me. And I love it, But like I said, language is a beautiful thing. And American slang, there's not much here. And with them saying the SITs here, no, SHI, oh Lord, wow. Listen to me spelling up. I've never heard it used in so many different terms. No. I hardly hear any slangs much here either. So, I don't know.
UK does better, much, much, much better than the USA is food regulations.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a pain to do shopping here. Every time we buy something, you have to pick up the can and check the ingredients to make sure there's no terrible carcinogens or additives. And in the UK, you don't really need to worry about that as much because a lot of the carcinogens and additives that we have over here are banned from British shores. The bleached chicken is coming though, so you better watch out.
Yeah, chicken's gonna get you.
Chicken's gonna get you.
Bleached chicken specifically.
So what are some of the additives and stuff that we have here in the States that are banned in the UK?
Kicking things off with carcinogens, BHT and BHA are both banned in the UK.
There's a lot of food colorings, yellow 5, yellow 6, red 40, brominated vegetable oil, potassium bromates. Yeah, that's it. Potassium bromate. Additives like these have been shown to cause nerve damage, memory loss, white blood cell mutations, and cancer. Another thing that the UK does far better than the United States is road safety. And
when it comes on to food safety, you guys don't play. And I love that. I love that. You are 4-year citizens in the UK. I'll give you hats down on that. When it comes to the US and when it comes to food regulation, it seems like every and anything goes because it's all about the money. They don't care what they're putting in, even if it's poison, it's going in there. Just a tidbit. Oh, it won't do you when you're home. I'm like, it's ridiculous with the things that you hear that it's in the ingredients. When you look and you read, yeah, you'll be like, what? Might as well I just go out and grow my own garden or go and pick raw food and eat it all day long or something because this ain't healthy, what you're getting off the shelf. Because if it's not one thing, it's the next and it's going to take out the 3 point anytime soon. Period, point blank. It is sad. It is so sad. And it's ridiculous that it is that way here. And it's not going to change anytime soon. And it's even getting worse the way I see it.
Specifically, roundabouts. I love how everywhere in the UK has a roundabout. You don't really have the 4-way stop, the intersections, mostly roundabouts. Here, roundabouts are few and far between. We do have them. We should have a lot more of them. Intersections are scary. 4-way stops are really scary.
And I think that's probably where a lot of the accidents happen, or at intersections, things like that.
Yeah. Someone's going through, someone runs a red light.
Yeah.
Tail.
You're dead.
There it is. Another thing that I hate about American roads are those lanes where you have traffic merging onto the highway and you also have traffic exiting the highway in the same lane. So you have cars coming on and cars leaving from the same lane, and it's just chaos.
The next thing that the UK does better than the USA is
you guys I will give that to you guys when it comes on to road safety. Yes, you guys are cut above the rest. The four-way stop, you just have to pay attention. First person at the stop, they're the one that proceed. Then the next, then next, then next. But here in the US, nobody has any patience. I don't know what he's talking about when he can't stand with those merging onto the highway and merging off in the same lane. That is madness. I have never seen that before. So he must be in another place by himself, because I don't know what that, because there's no way that the lane that you're merging into the highway in is the same lane you somebody merging off the highway with. I've never seen anything, and I've driven in couple states on highway, merging on and coming up and coming off the highway, and I've never seen that. So I don't know what that is. But hands down, when it comes on to road safety, you guys are way better. Just a lot of idiots on the road here too. I don't say everywhere don't have its ups and downs, but I'm just saying when it comes on to your roundabout, we have a few here in Alaska, and I love it.
Is, drum roll please, police?
Maybe.
I guess we are about to find out.
Right off, we got to say, we do not know a lot about this topic. We've done a little bit of research, but there is so much here. It is a cobweb of statistics and facts and figures and opinions. This is a layperson point of view.
This is not making any sort of statements about anything,
No,
really.
not really.
In the UK, we've heard people describe policing strategies there as kind of policing by consent, which really kind of sums up the differences between policing in the UK and USA.
Based on our own personal experience, American police tend to be suspicious of everyone, whereas British police aren't opposed to drinking a pint at a street fair. Like, we went to a couple of street fairs and stuff in the UK and definitely saw coppers out there drinking pints.
What?
Why not?
And
I erased this
Ulster,
from
didn't
my
we?
memory.
Well, that memory may or may not be accurate, but I feel like that's something I saw happen. From a consumer point of view, do you think it'd be safe to say that we would rather be arrested by British police than American police?
Yes, I would prefer to not be arrested ever by anyone for any reason, but I suppose so.
And of course, we would love to hear your opinions on this topic. If you have ever been a cop in the USA or the UK, or you've done any amount of research on either of those, do let us know what your opinion is down in the comments, because I know we have a lot to learn here. And a bigger question, what would you guys add to this list of things that the UK does better than the USA?
Okay, when it comes on to, I was expecting them to say something more or something in much more detail when it comes on to policing in the UK. That I didn't expect. When it comes to me, when it comes on from what based on what I've watched or seen, I've heard so far about the police in the UK, is that they're more people friendly. They get along more with those in the community. They have a rapport with the community. So people trust them more. People feel more comfortable being around them, and and not shying away or with. To me, that's what I get from what I've seen and heard. Here in the US, the pow coming, everybody run. Nobody trusts the police. This, that, and the third. I don't see anything wrong, like you say, having a pint at a community event or fair, and they have I don't see anything wrong with that. It's not that they're drinking to get drunk. You see, their way of life in the UK is way different from what's here, because they are trained here to, once they feel like they're in danger or anything, your points are gone. There's no going around that. So it's not a matter of okay, we're taking care of. No. They don't have that kind of relationship with the communities or within. To me, I'm not saying all police are bad. Don't get me wrong, because I know there are good cops here, but it's just crazy that the police are not trusted here in the US. Pretty much. If, as you can see on the news, it's so obvious. You hear it from left to right. Yeah, but like I said, I was expecting to elaborate more. But with that said, it's the Island Girl and I'm running out. Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comment section, please, because this one was like, to me, it was like a kind of a hit and miss with the way that they explain stuff. It doesn't. Some of it don't make sense. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm like, really? Yeah. That's crazy. But like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you'd like me to check out next. Leave it in the comment section. Your girl got you. Be good, be kind, be safe, love each other, and I'll see you guys in another one. Bye.